Hi there. I just want to make a blanket statement before this starts that this is unscripted. I have ideas of what I want to talk about and how I want to talk about it in my head, but for the most part, this is just the insane ramblings of a person who does not like a TV show. I also want to say that I don't think I am a very good, fiction writer. I think I'm good with concepts, I think, concepts for characters, but I'm not very good at writing, actual scenes. So I can't really. When I talk about how the writing is bad, I'm mostly talking about how, the concepts itself, or, the character development and such, because I think I do have a grasp on that, but I don't have a very good grasp on, actual, writing, besides, the basis of, a chef, someone who's not a chef being able to tell when food is bad. uh, so I'm gonna talk about a couple things, that Helluva Boss the things about Helluva Boss that make me angry. So I'm gonna do that. First thing is, this is the most obvious thing. Also, okay, I also want to say that I know there's a million videos about how Helluva Boss sucks terrible. I haven't watched any of them. They keep getting recommended to me, and I'm like, oh, this person hates Helluva Boss, and I hate Helluva Boss, but I don't watch them. I don't know why. So if I repeat any points that are commonly made in videos, oops, that's an accident. These are my own thoughts. I hate Stolas. I hate Stolas so much. I could I want Stolas to die. My dream ending for Helluva Boss, my dream final episode, is Stolas just gets the shit kicked out of him, and he dies, and it's, painful and bloody, and then he explodes a million times. I hate Stolas. So, probably, I don't like Stolas, because... Okay, so there's 4 main characters of Helluva Boss, but the writers really wish that there were 5. The main characters are Blitz, Moxie, Millie, and Luna. That's it. Those are the only main characters. But the writers really want Stolas to be a main character, but he just shouldn't. When you're going off basic, how TV shows work, Stolas should not be a main character. Stolas should not be getting as much attention as he does throughout this story. There's literally no conceivable reason why Stolas has gotten more, there's more Stolas-focused episodes than, Millie and Luna combined. And we'll get back to that. We'll get back to Millie and Luna. We'll get back to them. But, Stolas just... he sucks up screen time and writing energy, and it is so useless. It's just because I feel I remember seeing somewhere Vivzy Pop saying also, I want to say another blanket statement: I don't give a shit about Vivzy Pop as a person. She could be a saint, she could be a evil bitch who kicks puppies for fun. I don't care. I don't know anything about her. I just know that she's probably not a very good writer. But I remember I saw somewhere, Vivzy Pop said, oh, yeah, no, Helluva Boss was never intended to be a story-based series. It was supposed to be, just a slice-of-life comedy. And I can see that. When you watch the original pilot, you can see that. And I want to say, I think the original pilot is good. I think the original pilot, and also, as a stretch, the first episode, the original pilot and the first episode, those are good. They're good. And they're good because they know what they are, and what they are is a workplace sitcom. That's what they are. They are a workplace sitcom. That is what Helluva Boss was always intended to be. It only became not that when Has Been Hotel took a million years to come out, and as of recording this, it's still not out, even though they're it's coming out in the summer. It's not going to. It's not gonna come out in the summer. They're not even saying where it's coming out. They're not it's so, there's videos being do we know, guessing which streaming service Has Been Hotel will be on. It's girl, what the fuck are you doing? Anyways, I don't care about Husband. I care about Husband Hotel, like, 0%. I only, like, keep watching Helluva Boss because I started watching it when it was, like, first coming out, and I liked it. And now that more episodes keep coming out, it's like fucking Stockholm Syndrome. Like, I just keep watching it, even though I hate it. I hate this show, but I keep watching it. It's terrible. Like, it's just like watching like a car crash in real time. It's like you can't look away. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? Okay, yeah. It was originally intended, Vivzy Pop said, like, oh, it was originally intended to be just like a comedy series, but then we saw the fan reception and we were like, oh, okay, well, let's take this in a more story-driven direction. Which, as, like, on its own, that's not a negative thing. Like, that's just like a thing that happens. Like stories are not always, I feel like people who don't like work in like television or movies or like literally any method of a story being told think that when someone sits down to create like a long form show or a movie or a book, they already have the whole thing planned out in their head, and that's just not true. Like, that's not how things work. Like, even seemingly story-driven pieces of media are still, like, being worked on in real time. Like, the writers don't know where the fuck they're going most of the time. I'm not saying, like, that's all the time, but, like, most of the time. So that's not a negative that it shifted to being story-based. It's just that the problem is I don't think the writers were, like, prepared at all for it to shift to be story-based. Like, there could have been. There is some alternate universe where this same shift happened, from where Helluva Boss went from a episodic workplace sitcom set in hell to a masterclass of long-form story-driven television with beautiful character arcs. But that's not this universe. It's the transition. I wouldn't say the transition is clumsy, because it transitions from workplace comedy to story-driven show almost immediately. It's just that it feels like you can feel the fact that it was not supposed to be a story-driven show. Like, it is, you can sense it when you're watching it. You're, like, watching it and you're like, you were not supposed to be this. Because, here's another thing, I've seen people complain about this, and, like, so, like, this is, I think this is, like, a popular complaint. But Helluva Boss isn't funny. The Helluva Boss writers are not good at comedy. Like, I'm sorry. They function under, like, the same, like, method for comedy that, like, most adult cartoons do, which is, like, oh, it's an animated character, which that's normally for kids, but the animated character say fuck and talk about dick and boobs and sex? That's crazy. And I hate it. And, like, everyone understands that when, like, fucking, what's one of the, like, the really bad, like, just, like, blatant Family Guy Rick and Morty ripoffs? What's the one with, like, the cops that was on Netflix? Paradise PD. Like, everyone gets why Paradise PD sucks, but, like, no one, like, and that's not true because this is a popular complaint, but, like, the same anger leveled at the Rick and Morty Family Guy knockoffs is not, it's not equal to Helluva Boss, even though, like, people don't treat Helluva Boss like it's the same as those shows, even though it is. Like, it literally is. It's just that I have, like, a whole thing where sex jokes are funny. Sex jokes can be funny, but, like, what annoys me is when people just treat the concept of sex itself as if it's just inherently comedic because it feels so fucking childish. Like, especially if when that little, like, title card at the beginning of every Helluva Boss episode that's like, this episode contains sex jokes and it's not meant for children, it feels so, like, no adult. I will say confidently that, like, I don't think anyone over the age of, like, 35 is really into Helluva Boss. And I only say, like, I was gonna say, like, I think it's just, like, a fact that everyone knows that most of like the Helluva Boss fucking fandom is like children. Like, they're all children. Because Helluva Boss operates under the same comedy that, like, 7th graders operate under, where if you say penis or pussy, they're like, whoa, oh, that's the funniest shit I have ever heard. Which, like, I'm not above finding a sex joke fun, but that's when it's your only style of comedy, when the only kind of comedy that you have going for you is when Blitz yells fuck, or there's like a penis joke, or Stolas talks about having sex. Like, the concept of sex itself is not funny. Like, sex is like treating sex as if just having sex is inherently a comedic thing for your comedic show. Like, it feels so childish. It feels so childish, and I can't take it seriously. Okay, anyways, where I was going with that is that, where was I going with that? Yeah, okay, the Helluva Boss writers are not good at comedy. They're not very good at writing comedy. It feels bad. I want to talk about one specific thing that made it, because the writers cannot bring themselves to decide whether or not they want their show to be funny or they want their show to be serious. And, like, you can have a funny show with serious moments, or a serious show with funny moments. One of my favorite shows ever is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and they're practically, like, gods of very, very funny show with serious moments. Like, the fucking Mac finds his pride, or The Gang Carries a Corpse Up a Mountain. Those are funny episodes with funny jokes in them. But they still have their serious moments. And the reason that the Always Sunny episodes work and the Helluva Boss ones don't, besides the fact that It's Always Sunny is just a better written show, like, all across the board, is because they know when to separate the comedy from the serious. Like, they're not doing jokes in the middle of their serious moments. When Charlie is crying over his dead dad's body and giving his monologue about, like, how he wishes his dad could have been there for him, there's not a sex joke in the middle. They don't... I'm talking about that fucking scene in, I forget which episode it is, but the Mafia one with Moxie, the Mafia one with Moxie. And I think for the most part, that episode, it's like a cool concept. Like, I like the concept that Moxie was a part of the Mafia. Like, that's cool. Like, the demon Mafia in hell, Moxie was a part of that. And he had like a weird boyfriend in the Mafia, Like, that's there's, you can work off that. Like, that's like a fun concept that you can work off of. But, like, okay, there's this one fucking scene where Moxie is talking to his dad, and it's like a really dramatic scene where Moxie's, like, confronting his dad because his dad's trying to do, like, an arranged marriage. Moxie's confronting his dad, and he's like, I'm not gonna be controlled, like Richard Horvitz voice, like, I'm not gonna be controlled by you anymore, Dad. And throughout this entire scene, there's dildos hanging on the wall, like dozens of dildos hanging off the wall during this really, like, what's supposed to be dramatic and serious scene. And it is so, like, I think that scene is just the epitome of, like, because, like, there's a whole bit where Moxie's dad was like, Moxie, you're gay now, so you like cock and dildo? Here's 100 of dildo that all come out of contraptions in the walls. And then Moxie continues to have his serious conversation with his dad when the dildos are, like, still in the background. And, like, I feel like that just exemplifies, like, that's, like, the pure, unfiltered peak of what's wrong with this show, which is that they don't know how to separate the comedy and the serious moments. So they both fall flat. Because the dildo joke, not only was it not really funny to begin with, you're taking away from the joke when you're having someone do a serious monologue over it. And you're taking away from the serious monologue with fucking bright, hot pink cocks in the background. It doesn't work. It does not work. It's not funny. The show is so unfunny. is so not funny, but everyone thinks it's so funny, but it's not funny at all. Okay, what am I gonna talk about next? I think I was talking about Stolas at one point, but I got sidetracked, so I'm gonna finish talking about how much I hate Stolas. Okay, so I want them to stop focusing on Stolas so bad, because, like, again, I think this ties back into the original, like, they were not planning for this to become a story-driven show. The intention was always, from what I understand from the beginning, that Hazbin Hotel is the story-driven show, and Helluva Boss was supposed to be the, like, comedic sister sideshow. Okay, sorry, I don't know where I left off. My mom's boyfriend came into the room and asked me if I'd eaten dinner. Okay, what was I talking about? Okay, so the whole Stolas thing is, like, it ties back into the fact that this show... Oh, right, that's what I was saying. Okay, so Hazbin Hotel was supposed to be the story-driven main show, and then Hazbin Hotel has taken, like, 1,000,000 years in production, so they've had a bunch of time to focus on Helluva Boss, which was supposed to be the sister show. Like, Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel, like, Helluva Boss was supposed to be the supplementary, like, little background show, but because Hazbin Hotel has not come out yet, they've just put all their energy into Helluva Boss, and it just doesn't work. Like, if you go back and you watch the pilot for Helluva Boss and the first episode, which, again, I think those are good. I think the pilot and the first episode are good. Stolas is a completely different character. I miss Pilot Stolas because I didn't hate Pilot Stolas. So, like, the main problem that just placates this whole show, and especially Stolas, like, Stolas especially is the worst victim of this, is that, like, this show takes place in hell, and all of its characters are supposed to be evil. Like, they're supposed to be sinners, or they're supposed to be, like, overlords of hell, or they're supposed to be demons, but the writers don't want their characters to be bad people. Like, they don't just let the characters be bad people. And it's so frustrating. Like, what I'm talking about with this is that, like, what I think happened, of course, I'm not a writer on Helluva Boss, I can't confirm this, I'm only, like, assuming this based on what the show is. Maybe they planned this from the beginning, I have no fucking clue. But, like, it seems like they had Stolas as, like, a bit character, like, a joke character, like, oh, this is just the guy that Blitz is fucking, whatever. And then they realized that people liked the pairing of Blitz and Stolas. Like, they really liked the pairing of Blitz and Stolas. I don't know, fucking fetishization of gay men or something. Who said that? But... like, they saw that. They saw that people really liked the pairing of Blitz and Stolas, and they were like, okay, we can do more with this. We'll give the audience what they want. We'll give them more Blitz and more Stolas. I fucking... But then they were like, okay, so here's the problem. Stolas is cheating on his wife with Blitz, and Blitz is very aware of the fact. One of the first things he says in the whole show is, like, he crashes down, he says, sorry, I fucked your husband, and, like, that's funny. Like, that joke is kind of funny. Like, crashing down on into the wife, and be like, I had sex with your husband, sorry, bye. Like, that's kind of funny. But then the writers started to, like, shake in their boots and get scared and be like, but how will the audience know that Stolas, how will they sympathize with Stolas if he cheats on his wife? Like, that's not, good people don't cheat on their wife, and if our character does bad actions and is a bad person, the audience won't like them, him whimper. So they decided to just completely backtrack and do one of... the writing of Stella makes me want to bash my head into a fucking wall. It is by far my least favorite aspect of the entire show. She is a She is completely black and white, evil, two-faced, abusive bitch for no reason. And the only reason she is like that, the only reason she's like that, is because the writers just chickened out of making Stolas do a single bad action. Like, the complaint you see, like it get a lot, like a thing that people say about, like, Has Been Hotel is, like, why it's, like, problematic or whatever the fuck, is, like, the gay characters are bad people, which, that's a really, I don't like Has Been Hotel, I obviously don't like Helluva Boss, but it's a stupid fucking critique. I don't care if a gay character is a bad person. More gay characters should be bad people. More evil gay characters, please. Make them kill people forever. Yippee, 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 yippee. But, like, I don't think that's true. Like, that's not true. Like, the response that people give to that is, well, they're in hell. Of course they're gonna be bad people. And I don't understand why that's the response and not, they're literally, no, they're not. They're not. Because, yeah, they do, like, surface level, like, things that people see and they're like, oh, that's, like, they do drugs and they have sex and they swear and they're, like, mean sometimes. But that's it. Like, they don't do any other bad, like, they're not bad people. Like, they're bad people if you're in 8th grade. Like, if you're in 8th grade, the characters in Helluva Boss are bad people. But they're not. Like, the writers are scared to make their characters bad people because they're afraid that if they make their characters do a bad thing, the audience won't like them. And that's why they made Stella a transparently, like, zero depth, cold-hearted bitch for no, like, she's just like comically evil, and you're supposed to take it at face value. Like, I see all those people being like, I can't take the people who hate Stella seriously. I can't hate Stella because she's so nothing. Like, there's nothing. She's so bland and uninteresting, and she has no motive. There's literally, like, in the episode, that one episode where Stolas is like, Stella, why are you so mean? Like, why are you doing this to me, Stella? And she's like, I want to see you suffer. Like, some fucking Disney-ass, like, Disney Renaissance villain. It's so stupid. I can't watch that and be like, oh, I hate that girl. Like, I watch that and I giggle and I laugh and I go, what? This show is bad. This show is so bad. And I think Stella also ties into the fact that this show just hates all of its female characters, but I'll get back to that. Wait, am I done? I might be done with everything I have to say about Stolas. Is there anything more I have to say about... I don't think I have anything else to say about Stolas. I hope he dies. I'm so sick of him and his stupid face, and he's so annoying. He's so annoying, and he's not funny. He's not funny. No one on this show is funny. Okay. Let's talk about the women on this show, because I think the writers just hate women. I kind of say that jokingly, but I think they just hate women. Like, the female characters on this show get treated like dog shit. And not like torture porn dog shit, where it's like bad things happen to them. It's like they like, from a writing perspective, they're given nothing. And, like, I know a million people have talked about this, because this is, like, I saw a bunch of fucking video essays about this, and I recommended. But, like, Millie is the worst victim of this. I'd say there's probably, like, there's, like, 4 recurring female characters. There's 2 main ones, and then there's 2 recurring ones. And the 2 main ones are Millie and Luna, and then the recurring ones are Stella and Octavia. Why does Octavia have more development than Millie? Why are there more Octavia-focused episodes than there are Millie-focused episodes? Because, let's be honest, there's one, and it's the one that just came out 4 days ago, as of recording this. It came out 4 days ago. Why is there only one Millie-centered episode, but there's like 3 episodes about Octavia. I don't have a problem with Octavia as a character. I think Octavia is actually one of the better written characters. But why is Octavia one of the better written characters? Why couldn't you have put all that writing effort that went into Stolas' emo daughter? Why'd you put all that effort into her and not Millie? Like, I would have been, the Octavia episodes they're not really bad episodes. Octavia's an alright character. I'm fine with Octavia's existence. It's just that I would be more fine with her existence if Millie or Luna got more focus. Because Luna's entire character is that she is mean and she's Stolas' daughter, and she gets like a little bit more development than that. Like she gets like a twinge more personality. Millie gets nothing. Millie gets nothing. Her personality is, I'm Moxie's wife and sometimes I kill people. It's like that one fucking, I forget if it's like I forget like what it is, but it's like that thing that's like, we gave like oh, if we have the girl feminine character like fight and kill someone, then that means she's like not a like that means she has depth now. Like if our female character is violent, that means we checked off the box for giving her a personality. And it's like, no! Like, the animation in this show, fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous animation. A little bit inconsistent sometimes, but I'm not fucking Steven Universe reviewer. Gorgeous animation. The fight scenes amazingly choreographed. Very fun to watch fight scenes. I love Millie's fight scenes. I wish she got to do anything else. I wish it wasn't always just like, oh, Moxie's in trouble and Millie saves him and that's hashtag feminism win because she's a girl and she's saving the boy. Which, like, yeah, that's all right on its own. That's fun on its own. But when that's the only thing you give her to do, it's like, okay, can she have any other kind of personality? Because it's not even a situation where they've given, like, bare bones and then, like, there's something for the audience to work off of. I cannot imagine what Millie's personality is, because they give her nothing. Like, she's nice, and she's, like, kind of like Southern Belle, and then she kills people. Like, she attacks people, and she's, like, violent, she's a good fighter, and she's Moxie's wife. I just described every aspect of Millie's personality. That's all they give her. Oh, man, I had something else to say. Oh, okay. The most recent episode makes me want to rip my hair out. So the most recent episode, Season 2, Episode 5, Unhappy Campers. And I know that Vivzy Pop had gone under, like, a lot of backlash because people were finally speaking out against, like, why the fuck is Millie, like, nothing? Like, can you give Millie something? And Vivzy Pop was like, oh, she'll get something. We promise the next Millie-centric episode is coming super, super soon. It's coming soon. We're getting a Millie-centric episode. And then this comes out, and I assume that this has to be the episode that they're talking about. This feels like meta commentary on people getting mad at Viv for not giving Millie anything to do. Because the whole plot of the episode is just Millie being like, it's like almost comical how bad it is. Like, this is like a fucking, like a parody of what would happen in this scenario. Like, this is like a sitcom joke. Like, where a bunch of fans complain and are like, hey, you don't give the female character, like, a center, there's not an episode that's focused around her. And then, like, okay, here's the episode that's focused around her where she's really popular and cool and everyone likes her, and her husband throws a temper tantrum because he gets bullied by preteens, and she has to console him. It makes me want to kill myself. It is so bad. It's so bad. And I know there's that whole, oh my god, I've been recording for so long that my battery is running out on my computer. Hold on, I'm gonna stop it and then I'll start it again when I get my charger. Okay, sorry. My computer literally died, like, while I was trying to export that last clip. And because my computer's terrible, it took like a million years to boot back up, and then I had to recover the file and then export it again. So there was like a lot of minutes in between that, and I don't feel like re-listening to everything I recorded. And I don't think there's really anything else I had that was like important to say. I don't know, the thing that I kept thinking of while I was going on that rant is like everything I was saying, like if you wanted to see, like, an example of what Helluva Boss could be like if it was good, you should just watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, if you want good evil gay characters, watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you want good evil characters, period, watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you want a group of people that talk about sex and dicks and say fuck and shit, watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And the reason, here's the fun thing about It's Always Sunny, and why It's Always Sunny is good and Helluva Boss is bad, besides the fact that they've been doing it for almost 18 years, it's funny. It's actually funny. I'm convinced that Helluva Boss, I would be able to excuse every fault of Helluva Boss, except maybe the rampant misogyny. But even then, like, if it was funny, if it was at least funny, I think I maybe could stomach it more. But just because it is so aggressively not funny. Because the thing about Always Sunny is that, like, people make jokes, like, especially, like, oh, it's the shit fart show, like, when you get, like, emotionally start, like, meta-posting about Always Sunny and, like, the relationship with the characters. People be like, I'm overanalyzing the who pooped the bed show, I'm overanalyzing the shit fart poop show. And, like, yeah, Always Sunny is the shit fart poop show, but, like, it's more than that. Like, the comedy doesn't just boil down to, like, Dennis says penis, and then ha, that's funny because he said that's a sex organ. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that you have sex with a penis, and that's why it's funny. I don't know. Always Sunny's good. You should watch Always Sunny. It's like, we're on season 16, going strong. Mac and Dennis are, like, gay. They're, like, in love with each other at this, like, it's, like, I mean, they've always been for 18 years, but, like, right now, I don't even know what's going on, dude. Frank versus Russia? Dude, Dennis was pretending to be Mac's online boyfriend. They made Mac put anal beads up his ass, and he was controlling the anal beads. And Dennis has a system to seduce men. It's called the Sin System. It's his name backwards. Like, what the fuck? Who even cares? Dennis Reynolds, canonically bisexual. My favorite Tumblr post of all time is that one from Tumblr user Straight Dennis, and it's like, Straight Dennis, how are you feeling? And they respond, suicidal. I love It's Always Sunny. If you hate Helluva Boss, you should watch Always Sunny because that's a good show. And if you love Helluva Boss, you should watch Always Sunny to see what a good show looks like. Sorry. Oh, this show's so dog shit. I don't have anything else to say. I'm still gonna watch the next episode when it comes out again. Like, Stockholm Syndrome with this terrible show. I'm not watching Has-Been Hotel. I refuse to. I don't want to. Oh my god. Okay, wait, no, this is the last thing I'll say because I think it's really funny. I saw in that, like, tweet thread that VivziePop made where she was talking about how people were getting mad at her for treating Millie terribly, where she was like, yeah, no, Helluva Boss is male-focused and Has-Been Hotel is female-focused. So that's why we won't give Millie any stories, because Helluva Boss is boy show and Has-Been Hotel is girl show. Which, first of all, what the fuck? Like, what? Second of all, you're looking me in the eyes and you're saying that Has-Been Hotel, you're telling me that the pink guy, the angel dust, and what's the one? The arrow one that people always pretend isn't arrow. The Alistair, him, that guy, the radio one, you're gonna look me in the eyes and tell me that those two are getting sidelined as much as Millie? Angel Dust has a music video! I don't know how many views. I'm gonna look up how many views that fucking. Hold on. Vivzy Pop YouTube channel. You're gonna tell me, where's Millie's music video? How many views does it have? Popular. Videos popular. Where's Millie's music video with 151 million views? Holy shit! 151 million!
Yeah, no, Husband is a girl show, and that's why, and the helluva Boss is a boy show. But here's a music video about the boy character in Husband Hotel that has 151 million views.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. It's so bad. I don't know. Don't watch Helluva Boss like me. Don't do it. Watch Always Sunny. That's the last thing I'll say. Watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. All 16 seasons are on Hulu. Watch it. It's a good show. Helluva Boss is not a good show. Okay, bye.